And for this demonstration, I'm going to be using a set of clip-in Luxie hair extensions. Before getting the extensions wet, be sure to brush your extensions thoroughly to get rid of any knots or tangles. As usual in brushing any hair, start from the bottom and work your way up slowly and gently, and use either a white tooth comb or a soft bristle brush. Neatly place the wefts on top of each other in a bundle, the same way as when you first received them. This will just help to keep things neat and to prevent the extensions from getting tangled with the clips. Great, so now I'm going to fill up the sink with lukewarm water. You don't want it to be too cold or too hot, and I will squirt some shampoo into the water directly. Remember, since the extensions don't get as oily as your own hair, because the hair isn't actually attached to your scalp, you don't actually need to use that much shampoo, just enough to wash out the possible product buildup in the hair. We recommend to use hair products that are alcohol-free and sulfate-free and that are specifically designed for color-treated hair or hair extensions. Okay, now on to washing. To save time, you can definitely tie the whole thing with a hair tie and just wash everything at once, but I like to split the set into more manageable sections to really make sure that every weft gets washed thoroughly and equally. Hold the tops of the wefts in your hand and start washing the extensions. Be sure to dunk them into the water pretty well and gently work the shampoo into the hair with your fingers. Remember, you don't want to tangle the hair, so use light and gentle strokes on the hair to wash it thoroughly. Once I'm done with this section, I'm going to set it aside on a towel and do the exact same thing with the rest of the extensions. Some people like to shampoo their extensions twice, but unless there's a lot of hairspray and a lot of other products, so there's a lot of buildup, it's not quite necessary. Instead, it's important to focus on the conditioning of the hair. Take a generous amount of conditioner or hair mask and apply on the extensions from top to bottom. For this, you can either use a regular conditioner you use on your hair, or you can use any conditioning or deep hair treatment masks, which is what I'm using in this video. In order for your extensions to remain soft, shiny, moisturized, and manageable, we highly recommend to use a conditioning treatment for at least an hour. If you can leave it on overnight, that would be even better. If you do that, I would recommend to put it in a shower cap and just close it up, and that will really help to seal in the moisture in the hair, and you will see how beautiful and how shiny your extensions will be the next day. Once that time has passed, all we have to do is rinse out the conditioner really well. Be sure to rinse every single weft, because if any product is left on the hair, sometimes it can feel a little bit greasy the next day when it's dry, and that's not what we want. You can also feel free to take each weft and rinse it individually to be 100% sure that all the product is washed out. When you're sure that all the conditioner is washed out, in the last 10 seconds or so, turn on the cold water only and blast it on the hair extensions. This helps to close the cuticles of the hair in order to seal in the moisture and make the extensions more shiny. That's it. Gently wring the water out and we're ready for drying. We highly recommend to air dry the extensions in order to prolong their lifespan. If you choose to use a blow dryer, however, be sure to use heat protectant spray first and set it to cool air to prevent damage to the hair. Great. So I'm just going to lay out all of the wefts on a towel on a flat surface, like a bed or even the floor if you want. I'm just using this bench here. If you want the extensions to dry without any frizz, I would recommend to use a small amount of hair oil on the hair while it's still wet, and that way you'll be sure that they will dry not frizzy and very smooth. The next step is to gently comb the extensions. Normally, we never recommend to brush wet hair because it's more elastic and then it can break really easily, but in this case, because I want the extensions to dry pretty straight, I'm using a white tooth comb to comb them gently from bottom to top. This ensures that there aren't any knots and tangles when they dry, and you won't really have to brush them that much once they're dry. Using a heat protectant before every single time you style your extensions with heat will really help prolong their lifespan. That's it! Now you know how to wash your clip-in Luxie hair extensions.